Welcome to the Dude Show podcast, starring Patrick and Chris, with updates from our sexy bosom-blessed newsgirl and commentary from producer Lewis. Clothing is optional for this broadcast, so grab yourself a whatever, sit back, and prepare to eat pie like you're on death row, you son of a bitch. And without further ado, let's fire this motherfucker up. Yeah.
What do you think?
You're fired up, Patrick. You're fired up, man.
Indeed I am, chef.
Yeah.
So good to be here.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, McRitchie.
Yeah, man.
Good to be here.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely summer. It's gonna be a shorts podcast activity coming up.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great summer. Not as fun as the summer you and I had together.
That's true.
Chris and I lived together for a minute.
The summer of 12.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, it was.
We'd stay up till 4 in the morning
Summer
watching
George.
TV.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
That's
great.
cute.
It was, but
Oh,
I tell you what though, when two dudes live with each other and they enjoy each other's company, not a lot gets done. Productivity goes right down the shitter.
It depends on what you call productivity. If you're watching that metal show and eating frozen diet food and having deep conversations about J.K. Lee, then yeah, a lot of shit got done.
Those are guitar players from the 80s, for those of you.
My feeling is it didn't smell good in here.
No, it didn't. Want to know why?
Why?
My sweetheart over here used to, he kept that freezer over there stocked with frozen goodies.
I did.
They'd have that, who's that guy, James Dean, the guy who makes all the...
Dean.
Jimmy Dean.
James
He'd go, he'd whip over, he'd sit next to me, and he'd have one of those egg sausage sandwiches all cooked up there. And I'd go...
Pockets.
You got to eat.
Those two?
Yeah, Hot Pockets were in the rotation.
And Chris is always what a great, he's a gentleman.
I
He'd
am.
say, let me go make you one right now. And I go, oh, come on.
Is there a door I can open for somebody right now?
You guys were you guys were a couple.
It was great. I remember one night, one of my favorite nights, Chris, you and I have never talked about this.
Oh.
Boogie Nights comes on, starting at 12 o'clock. This is a Tuesday night. Now, Chris and I both have real jobs. We
Yes.
do this podcast. You listening out there probably think, hey, what mansion these guys live in off this podcast money? It ain't true. We have to support this habit. We need you guys to share. But we really don't make a lot of money doing this, so we have real jobs. And I would get up at 1 in the afternoon because I'd been up till 4 in the fucking morning watching fucking CNN with him. And
We had to keep current. There was a lot of Olympics watching.
that's right.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, was it 12, 13? I don't even. I can't even fucking remember at this point.
Well, it was a blur, but it was a blur of fun.
It was
a blissful blur.
A blissful blur. How you doing, Austrander?
Good to see you.
Yeah, you doing good over there?
Looking good, feeling good.
Yes, you are, dear. There is a glow that comes upon women right before the summer is about to happen. I always like it as I'm driving around this beautiful city. I see the girls start wearing skimpier clothes, wearing those heels, got a little color on their skin, looking good. They're spending a little money at that hair salon, putting the hair extensions in.
Where are you going with this?
Nothing, nowhere. My girlfriend's sitting behind me. Honey, it's just...
What just hit the table?
Louie, how you doing, Lou Dog?
Fantastic, sir.
Good
And yourself?
to see you, sir.
Good to be seen.
Now, speaking of my lovely lady, as you know, one of our favorite pastimes is watching TV. When you are a couple, you don't go out to those bars anymore. You ain't bringing home people to fuck anymore. You're not doing all the various activities that single people do. You start getting in that normal routine of, on Wednesdays, we watch Bad Girls Club. On Thursdays, we watch this. And on Mondays, we watch Bachelorette.
Oh. I believe that sound effect speaks for all of us.
Well, I enjoy this show.
People love this show.
I enjoy the show. Now, if I was not with my lovely girlfriend, we would not be watching that show. I wouldn't watch it. I'd watch something else. I'd probably watch something on the Sci-Fi Channel, something. But it's kind of viewing that you enjoy with a partner. Someone sitting next to you with a little fine glass of Pinot, and you start seeing these the show. These crazy broads fight over a dude, or a bunch of gay dudes pretending to be straight dudes fighting over a chick.
What's up with that? Look, they're on a dating show. They're obviously not straight. But is it part of the?
They want to
is
be
it part
like
of the game?
models or something.
Well, let's.
Are they trying to turn it around?
Chris,
What's going on?
All right, if you're on a reality show, they normally take at least a month to shoot. if you can leave your occupation to go film a reality show for a full month, that means you're probably a piece of shit or you have nothing going. And I love that they always give job titles for these people on these reality shows. So it will be automotive spokesman, whatever that means.
Personal trainer.
Personal trainer.
You mean the girls on Sunset Tan weren't tanning engineers before that show started?
Chris, that is exactly
what that means.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so me and the old lady love the show. Now, the new season that just fired up here, we keep it current on the Dude Show. It's 2 chicks picked as the bachelorettes, and then on the first episode, they get rid of one of them, and then one of them gets to be the bachelorette.
Ooh, wow.
Yes, it's very edgy.
Bachelorette catfight edition?
Well, so the way they kind of pinned them against each other, these 2 broads, one was named Britt, one was named Caitlyn. The Caitlyn broad is homely. The Britt chick looks like she, goes to, dates Jason Mraz or probably Blue Puff Daddy or something. She's smoking hot.
That's quite a spectrum.
So on this episode, and it was really good, I loved it, is the hot chick got dissed and sent packing. She thought she was going to be the bachelorette. And in her final interview, she goes, I'm devastated. This is the biggest disappointment of my life. I can't even think right now.
Hot chicks aren't used to that happening.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Exactly. And so I was thinking as I'm watching this, and I'm enjoying her feel pain because I like when hot chicks don't have something not go right for them.
Redemption.
Redemption, right? Because I was like thinking, bitch, you don't know disappointment. You don't know fucking failure. You don't know being low to the fucking ground in the gutter. You do not know.
You don't know dealing with LA traffic.
And does
you
Patty?
don't know?
You don't.
You
want to know a low?
What do you got?
All right, I'm going to
Patty?
go a different route. I was going to share something.
How low can you go?
No, please.
I'll tell you how low you can go.
Oh boy.
Okay. I worked at a recording studio when I first moved here. I made a salary of $230 a week. Now, the motherfucker that owned the studio decided that he was going to take taxes out on me. So it actually it ended up being $180 a week. Now, I spend more on Red Bull now.
Yeah,
a week.
That's true.
Okay. So anyway, my tooth starts aching while I'm working at this recording studio. And I tell the owner, I said, my tooth's hurting. I don't know what to do. He goes, well, I know a dentist. And he does trade. And I'm going, well, what do you mean trade? Well, he's kind of a rock and roll dentist. And what you can do is for him to fix your tooth, do you got any equipment like guitars or anything? You can give them to him. So I said, well, I guess I'm out here to be a musician. I guess I can always find another way to get a guitar.
Yeah.
So I call this dentist up. My tooth is aching. The nerves are pounding. It's exploding out of my gums. Every day I have to take like 15 Advil just to get through the day. So I hop in my $500 cabriolet Volkswagen that was barely running to drive down to this dentist to have this tooth pulled. And I'm going to give him an amp and I think a guitar. But he might do a root canal, he said. So bring that amp down, bring that guitar down. So at 9 in the morning, I'm driving down the 405. For you don't live in L.A., that's a very, very, very busy freeway. So I'm cruising down there, headed down to God knows where. And as I'm driving, my car stops right on this point of the 405 where it's a hill. It's an incline. It's 5 lanes headed one direction. My car breaks down in the middle lane.
Oh, my
Hey, shut up! Shut up! I'm trying to pull my car.
I hate when that happens.
Hold on. Hey, sorry, I'm trying. Let me get out of the fucking door. You know what? Fuck you too.
Can I get to the curb, please? Can I just get over?
You never had a fucking car breakdown on
Can
you,
I just
asshole?
get over? No.
All right, shut the.
I have a nail appointment.
You can't
sir.
drive either, you bitch. Fuck off.
You should have started playing the guitar.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my guitar and my amp out of this piece of shit car that I paid $500 for. I drag my amp while cars are going around me going, fuck you!
And no one cares. No one cares.
I leave my car in the middle of the lane with the hazards on. Now, I'm at the point of the freeway where there's no point of exit. I have to scale a fence, climb down a hill, and then
Not to mention you played Frogger to get off the freeway in between cars.
This may be a shocker, but a young Patrick Hickey making $180 a week at the recording studio had minus $20 in my bank account.
and a bad tooth.
In a bad tooth. So I call this is pre-cell phone, or I couldn't afford one at the time. I open up the yellow pages at a Chevron station to get a tow truck. The tow truck
The
says,
car's just sitting
it's
there.
sitting there on the freeway. So the tow truck picks me up, and then we have to go around and loop around to go on the freeway. Well, there's one thing that this city does well, and that's call tow trucks.
Your car was fucking gone.
Oh yeah.
They called a tow truck and had my car towed to God knows where. So I got a nerve-ending pounding on my face. I have no money in my bank. Now I have minus $80 because it costs $80 for the tow truck just to show up in. Victor, I'm sure that wasn't his real name, the tow truck driver, needed to get paid with a check that when he cashed, of course, was going to be bouncing.
A check.
And so at the end of the day, I think the total cost of that was impounding of the vehicle, the tow truck, $250, and still had a tooth.
And you add on that loss of pride.
Well,
It's just nothing.
no,
weight of the
this is
shame.
where I bring it around.
Weight of shame.
When the end of the day came and the car was back parked in front of my shitty apartment, which I still live in, by the way. The tooth was a pounding, but I had swallowed 20 Advil. I said, you know what? You made it through today. If you can make it through this, you can make it through anything. Kinda. Unless this doesn't apply if you were a Vietnam vet and you were in the shit. But I'm saying if you lived in LA
Yes.
in
perspective.
2000, the year 2000, and your car broke down on the 405, you can make it through. And so I know disappointment, I know tragedy, I know failure. I know being down on your luck.
Yeah, you do.
And
I think I have to admit you do.
Christine, do you have a low?
Well, I was living in San Francisco. I had graduated like a year or two ago and sat through those speeches about how, the sky's the limit and the future's so bright. And then I found myself working at a really bad, it wasn't even the cool Nordstrom downtown in downtown San Francisco. It was like one way out, like 30 minutes outside the city. Stonestown. And I had to take a bus to it. And I was overdrawn in my account. I think I was eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a room with too much fluorescent lighting for the lunch break. And when I got called back on the floor, there was a very large, heavy-set woman trying to return shoes that had clearly been worn down to the heel for like a year. And she's like, they weren't comfortable. So it's my obligation to try to upsell her and get her to get another pair. And she took her shoes off. And it was just nail fungus and bunions and looked like loaf of bread.
A smelly pirate hooker.
Yeah.
No socks, huh?
No socks. I was putting on pumps, and I just remember really feeling that. I mean,
That was a low. You were Ed Bundy.
it was a low, literally Bundy.
You were Ed Bundy.
Al Bundy.
Now, comparatively, that's nothing, but for me, that was
a low.
I was
No,
overdrawn, and like I think my boyfriend was breaking up with me. I had to find an apartment.
Christine, I used to show up at this apartment, and I'd have 3 insufficient funds things showing up. I'd have to open them one
3?
by. Yeah, it was almost like you were
This
getting.
was a long time ago if they came in the mail. That's all I'm saying, because I get alerts now.
Yeah, it would be like insufficient funds. And then I think the way the bank had figured it out is, hey, once we hit them with the insufficient funds, because we had to subtract that, let's hit them again on that motherfucker.
It's like $34 or something.
Yes, it was
terrible.
20 back in the day, and it stung. Chris, what do you have a low? Do you hit bottom, buddy?
I mean, I have multiple bottoms, but I had one like bottom similar to that was, I think it was back in like '94 or whatever. I just moved back here like the end of '93, no band, just left New York behind again after like a really bad 9 months, and I'm trying to put a band back together and get back into music, and I have a ad music connection, and blah blah blah, singer blah blah, all that, and people are calling me, and back in the day, you just basically just played music for people over the phone.
Yes, you'd
Yeah,
have to,
they would have to listen to your music
on your phone.
over the phone.
You just noodle.
And I was playing music for this one guy, and I'm like, oh yeah, well we had a mutual friend. I worked at a record store, and I play him a song, and I go back on the phone. I'm like, here, what do you think? And he just fucking hung up. It was just a fucking dial tone. It's so painful. I'm just like, I don't even know what to do. I'm like, do I stay here? Do I just fucking leave LA? Do I keep playing music? Like, what do I do? And I'm like driving around in my, I didn't even have a car at the time. I had sold my van because it had so many parking tickets on it that I had to fucking get rid of it. Would cost more to to register it and pay the ticket. So I was just like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? Do I just go someplace else? And then driving on Hollywood Boulevard one day, I had an epiphany. I'm just like, fuck it, you're here. You're going to have to start over no matter where you go and, you know, make the best of it. And, you know, as you can see, the rest is history.
Look at hey, we're doing this from a fucking mansion, this podcast, dude.
Well, speaking of mansion, what I love about your story is I picture this dentist with he's like the gatekeeper of lost dreams. He's got like a garage full of just
pawn shop
lost dreams.
dentist.
You know, here, son, here's a guitar. Go to Hollywood and make your dreams happen. And now it's like just in his collection.
Let's see, Christine, I have a theory. I think the rock and roll dentist, and you trade him gear to get dental work done, was just the excuse for him to put you under and touch you while you were under and take the gear.
Tickle the ivories, if you will.
Yeah, pretty much. I think things happen.
Yeah, I know a friend. We know a friend, Michael, who got a tooth done, and it was one of those trade out situations, and he had to drive like not Marina Del Rey, but one of those kind of places that you go, oh, I never go there. And yeah, he got put under.
By the way, I think that's where this dentist was.
I know exactly. That's what I was thinking. And I go, Michael, because I don't know, I don't really remember what happened. But
the laughing gas and the Novocaine hit.
These are
Next
good
thing you know,
stories for Obamacare.
and I know when I laid down, my pants weren't unbuttoned, and when I woke up,
it was fucking weird. My face felt like a glazed fucking donut.
Bad news.
Sometimes that happens.
Bad news.
All right, but we're all here. We're all good, right?
Yeah, man.
We made it through.
I think so.
We fucking made it through.
Like Barry Manilow, we made it through the rain.
And Britt from Bachelorette, sweetie, you think that's your low? You just wait. You got a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what was that?
Well, I'm saying that chick at 22 saying this is like the biggest disappointment of my life. You know, you just wait.
Just keep. The hits are gonna keep on coming.
Keep living. Keep living. All right. Ending on that positive note, you bitch. Anyway, all right, you guys. What do you want to do? You want to play a game, or we want to do an episode of McRitchie on Movies?
I'd love to play a game.
You want to play a game?
Well, we can whatever you want to do, man.
All right. Let's play a game. Lewis, you know this is called 5 questions. You know how to do this, right?
Let's rock and roll. It's time for 5 motherfucking questions.
Producer Lewis over there. Indeed it is, Chris. Are you ready? I can say Chris because both of you, Christine and Chris.
Yes.
I just call you the Chris's.
Yeah.
Crisscross.
Crisscross over here. All right, so guys, here's what we're gonna do. We heard from the fans, Lewis. We heard from the
fans are still going. They are still
the fans
chiming
have not spoken.
We heard from the fans. They want to keep our games. They want to cut them down a little bit time-wise. Apparently, been running a little long. I don't know.
Who the fuck complained?
Some tweets. I got an email.
Wait, was it from my email or was it Twitter?
Someone said, "Hey, will you wrap those games up? Come on."
Your shit's too long. Signed, C.O.
All right, so this is called 5 questions.
Son of a bitch.
I am going to fire off 5 questions at you. Okay?
Who's keeping score?
Lewis
It's Deloitte and Touche?
Yes. And it's going to be a yes or no motherfucking question. Feel free to explain yourself if need be.
Sure.
But,
extrapolate if need be.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right, here we go, Chris McRitchie. You are first. Is it mandatory for a woman to allow entry into the back door at least once during a committed relationship? Yes or no, sir?
No.
No. Okay. Christine, back door. You're in a committed relationship. Do you allow it? Yes or
not
no?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No.
That's not mandatory.
Not at all mandatory.
All right, so we have your answers. Let's hit it again, Lewis. Question number 2. All right, here we go. Ostrander, you're next.
Yes.
Would the world be a better place if Taylor Swift died tomorrow after choking on an organic salad?
I can't say yes.
You can't say yes.
I can't live with myself.
So that's a no out of you.
I think she has cute legs.
All right, so Christine says no. McRitchie, her choking, falling on in her plate of fucking salad, dead. Yes or no?
No.
That's a no.
That is a no. A lot of people would be sad. A lot of people would be sad.
Bad for New York.
It would be bad for everybody.
All right, there you go.
Taylor Swift's keeping the economy afloat right now.
Number 3, Chris.
All right.
Is it okay for a straight man to beat off to porn involving a scene where there is just one woman but 10 cocks?
Yes.
Yes, that is okay. Ostrander, what say you? There's a scene where 10 men are fucking one chick, a lot of dick and very little vagina. Is that okay for me to beat
You're
off
not
to
going
that?
to get any conflict here. I absolutely expect it.
You think that's a yes?
I think that's a hot yes.
There
hot
you
yes.
go. That's their answer.
Anywhere there's vagina.
Boy, the suspense.
All right, back to you, Ostrander. Is it okay to fart up a car you've borrowed from a friend and not air it out before returning, creating a hotbox effect?
No, Lewis.
Taking it personally. There we go. McRitchie, what say you? Farting up a storm in someone's Honda Civic, not rolling the windows down before you return it to the person you borrowed it from.
No, never. And if you do, stop and get some Febreze. Be a
That's
gent. Be a
that
gentleman.
That's a no.
That's a no.
All right, here we go.
Christ
Last
sakes.
question.
Oh, I think this is the tiebreaker.
Is it okay to beat off to your wife's best friend if you're not actually attracted to her? You're not physically attracted to her. Is it okay to beat off to your wife's best friend? Girlfriends too. Is it okay? Is it all right, Chris?
No.
That's a no.
That's a
there.
no. That's a no. Why are you beating off to her if you're not attracted to her?
All right.
Yes, yes.
It's okay.
interesting question.
Ostrander, it's okay to beat off to your wife's best friend.
Yes, it's like hate sex. It's actually probably hotter.
There you go. Those are the answers. Now let's recap. All right. Lewis, do you have the numbers?
I don't even know what this was.
Do a little quick tally here.
All right.
Tally.
You let me know when we're ready to go, dog. I have to say I disagreed with most of you guys.
Well, you're a
Oh,
sick
really?
fuck. That's why.
All right, fair enough.
I mean,
What about the last one? Is it okay to beat off to someone you're not attracted to if they're married to you or something?
okay. Are you're not attracted to them? Are they ugly, or you're just not that? They're not your cup of tea?
Contestants, please.
I have the results.
Oh.
Thank you. All
Should
right.
we go through them one by one?
I believe so, Producer Lewis. Let us do this. Is it mandatory for a woman to allow entry into the back door at least once in a committed relationship? The answer is
You're goddamn right.
absolutely. It absolutely is correct. Now, what did Ostrander say?
Neither one of our Chris's got this answer correct.
Yes, it is actually. It's you need to do it. Just once. You owe that to your partner.
It's a
I know
power play.
It hurts a lot, and as a man,
Lets 'em
women
know
put
what's
us
up.
through a lot, and it hurts. So you're both wrong. 0-0. Okay, Lewis, ready for number 2, please.
Let's do it.
Oh, you don't want to do the music thing? Aha! Would the world be a better place if Taylor Swift died tomorrow after choking on an organic salad? Christine said what?
No.
She said no. That wouldn't be a good idea. And Chris said what?
He also said no.
Well, are they right, Lewis?
You are goddamn right.
Yes, you are. You're right. But the reason being is because she has a life to live. If she died tomorrow, it'd be done. She'd be a martyr. A martyr.
A mortar
mortar.
bomb.
She'd be
Brick
a
and mortar.
mortar.
I would like to put an addendum on that. I
Please.
think the world would be a better place if half of the people that eat at the salad food court at the Whole Foods on Fairfax died choking on their salads tomorrow.
Guarantee
the world would be a
Taylor
much
Swift.
better place.
Hey,
I would agree.
T
Hey, I
Swifties
eat
not
there.
eating there.
Well, when you're not there. he
Yeah,
means.
when CO is not present.
What we need to see is 30 years from now, Taylor Swift having her husband cheat on her and things like that. Stuff that really, like her little perfect life, that little ruse she's trying to throw out there about her
They
being
cheat
perfect.
on her now. It ain't
Exactly.
perfect.
We
Come
want
on.
to see. We want to see her feel some pain. That's what we
are
enjoy as human
getting
beings.
off topic. Let's bring it back to the
All right, all right. Here we go. Number 3. Hit it. Is it okay for a straight man to whack off to porn involving a scene with 10 cocks if there's only one vagina? And McRitchie said what? Is that okay?
I believe he said yes, indeedy.
He's a big fan of porn, Lou.
No, he
Australia,
said
how
no.
dare you.
He said no, and I said yes.
No, I said yes.
We have the results.
I stand by my bukkake.
Oh, look at Ostrander over
I
here.
thought
Yeah, I know.
he's-
She's
I-
trying to
Reminds me
weasel
of the
in.
Bethany era.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Oh.
All right, here we go. Well, the answer is what?
Hold on, we need to figure out what
So
Christine
if
said.
a woman says something you guys don't agree with, it's the Bethany era?
That's right.
Fuck you.
All right, what's your answer?
Well, it's good to know that both of them were in agreement. Christine almost demanded it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I remember
So is
that.
it okay, Christine, for a dude to beat off to 10 guys naked?
Yes, I said I demand it.
All right, so Chris said yes, too.
You're right. I'm
All right.
wrong. Yes.
All right.
Right now, we have a tie score of deuce to deuce.
Well, you're both right. It is okay. because some of my favorite porn is cream pie porn, master gangbang.
What's cream pie porn?
Well, it's where you don't want to know. Let's get into the next question. Here we go. Hit it, Lou. Is it okay to fart up a car you borrowed from a friend and not air it out? It can be pretty smelly in there. You know, farts hold certain fabrics, especially in Honda Civics. Chris, you
Always
said...
go leather.
What did
Poo
Chris
particles.
say? What did McRitchie say?
He said, hell no.
He said, no, that's not proper. What did Ostrander say?
She said,
No Lewis.
It got personal.
So what's the answer? Are they right or wrong?
The answer is hell no.
They are both right. You're right. You shouldn't fart up a car. You always should air it out. It only takes a couple minutes to roll down that window and air it out. And I mean, really, it puts a bad impression on a lot of people walking in that car, and they may not lend you that car again.
They might not.
Just so you know in the future.
Lewis.
Alrighty, that means the tie score is 3-3.
3-3. So this is the tiebreaker right here.
All right.
All right.
Needles.
Is it okay to beat off to your wife's best friend if you're not attracted to her? All right. Well, Christine said what, Lou?
Christine said yes.
She said that's okay. Okay. And what did McRitchie say?
He said no.
He said no. All right. Who is right here?
Do we want them to defend their answers at this point?
Please,
maybe?
why
I mean,
is it
comes-
okay,
all comes down
Ostrander?
to
I
this.
already did. I said it's kind of hot. It's like hate sex. It's like you despise that person, but you're like jerking off to him, and then you hate yourself, and you're guilty, and you're like, ugh, hate me. What? And then, ugh.
That makes a lot of sense to me. It really does. Now, Chris, what's your
like
answer?
Well, I needed clarification because I'm like, you're just not attracted to the person, or the person is unattractive in general?
I think that's the same thing. I think you're messing with semantics
I mean,
there,
because different
McRitchie.
strokes for different folks. Well, yeah, I am messing with semantics, but I think if say you're masturbating to a person you consider to be ugly, that's kind of a fetish in like a weird way. Like I'm gonna jerk off to something just horrible.
Oh, I
and
know where he's
terrible.
going with this. Chris doesn't like the person, and he's whacking off to her.
No,
You see
I'm
what
not.
I'm
not whacking out. That's not where I was going.
All right, Chris, we
at all.
need an answer. All right.
No,
I
his
said no.
answer-
I already said
his
no.
answer was no.
I said no.
All right. Well, what's the answer? Is it okay to beat off to your wife's best friend?
Well, Pat, I believe it is.
It is. It actually is. Ostrander, you win. You win.
Wow.
It's right. It's okay to beat off to her because you don't like her.
This is the first game it feels okay to lose.
This was literally a speed round. I feel like I have ADD.
That's what we're doing. We listen to the people out there. They complain and they say, move it faster. So we keep doing it, which brings me to this.
We should listen to more people, Patty.
No. It's one of my favorite segments. It's called Ask Patty. It's where I give advice. Because the point of this podcast is to help people. Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Dear Patty, I'm a 48-year-old woman. I have known I've been gay since I was 14. No one knows this because I've never acted that way. And then I married my husband, Bob. We've been married for 25 years, but recently I fell in love with his sister, Janelle. We've kissed a few times and fell deeply in love. We've decided we want to get married. But Bob is very vindictive. How do I tell my husband, Bob, that I'm in love with his sister? Confused in Connecticut.
I'm in love with a sister.
Is this Caitlyn Jenner?
There you go. All right, here's what you do. It's hard to kind of be upfront with someone and tell someone you've been married to for 25 years the truth. So what you do is you take that Janelle, you put up a video camera, you film yourselves together, okay? You get all raunchy up in there. You pull out some of those play toys that you lesbians like to mix it up with.
Ooh, double enders.
Film yourselves, get a video crew out there, and then go down to like some media company and make a DVD out of it. Yeah. Put it in an envelope, says, Happy Valentine's Day, Bob.
Front and back.
Let me know what you think. I'll tell you what, once Bob opens up that envelope and puts that DVD in there and watches it, what he sees on that camera, it's his sister after all. He'll never talk to you again. So, good luck.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on.
Wow. Bob's not happy.
I just know
You lost me at sister.
you lost me at the,
You
lost me at the name
Bob.
Janelle.
You lost me at Bob.
All right. Well, let's...
Who else writes in, Pat?
Look, okay.
Who else writes in?
Okay, here we go. Dear Patty, I was a full-time summer nanny for several years with the same family. Now we're preteen girl is constantly contacting me. Even though I don't work for the family anymore, she contacts me on Facebook. She says, hey, and like, how are you, and similar short things. I'm unable to dedicate time to this kind of interaction with her. I'm not even in her age group. I feel bad about her leaving so many messages and me not answering them. What can I tell her? I'd love to catch up on holidays, but I'd rather be left alone online. Busy in Bismarck.
Oh my God, this loser.
Okay, here's what you do. On Facebook next week,
Yada Facebook.
you put a Facebook post saying Karen's recently passed away. Here's where you send flowers to this charity. If you'd like to dedicate some money, that'd be nice. It's welcome.
Wow.
And here's the great thing about young kids. They don't really remember things. So after you leave that message that you're dead, just delete that account. And then after a couple weeks, you can resurface again. And don't worry, she won't be chasing you down.
I have a suggestion. How about, hey, nice to hear from you. Hope you're well.
Or pretending to be
Or
you're
pretending
dead.
you're
Or
dead.
faking your own death.
Which is easier.
I mean, Ostrin, we can go back and forth on this. I mean, you have a way, I have a way.
Tomato, tomato.
Pat's a man of extremes.
So, good luck. I think I helped a lot of people.
I think you did.
Good luck in Bismarck.
Yeah.
Right? Well, what do you think, guys? Did I help some people?
As always.
I think there's got to be one more that needs
That
help
re-
out
that
there. Is there
remains
one
to be
more that
seen.
needs help out there?
No,
Irregular
no.
Jerry
Just
Fowler.
two. Just two. All right, look. I know that bring it down to a somber moment. You know what always brings me up is when McRitchie gets to do his new segment. Are you ready, McRitchie?
got
Are you
it.
ready
I
to
think-
enlighten us?
I think I am, but I think we already know.
Hit it.
McRitchie and Movie! McRitchie and Movie!
Damn, these segments are tight tonight. It's a tight show.
McRitchie,
Yeah, man.
Get it tight, get it right.
one thing. They could say a lot of things about you, but one thing they could say that is true is you know your movies, sir. And you will
time to
cut down
time.
a movie. You will analyze it. You will, if you like it and you say you put your stamp of approval on it, I'll tell you what, peeps, you should all go out and see that movie because McRitchie has good taste. McRitchie, what movie did you see this week?
I saw Mad Max Fury Road like the rest of the world.
Yes.
That movie was fucking amazing. I can sum it up in one sentence. It was a bad trip, man.
It was a bad trip.
It was a bad trip visually.
Now we
it
had
was
Tom
it was
Hardy.
it was literally a bad trip from one point to another. It was a bad trip.
If you were to sum up, you could say bad trip, but Chris, if you were to sum up the movie, if you were like trying to sell it to your grandma, I assume the words "bad trip" would probably not get her to get her out to the theater.
Grandma might have got down.
What would you say? How would you give a synopsis in under 10 seconds
I
of
would
what
just
this
say
movie's
it's
about?
like a post-apocalyptic survival film with people going to get supplies, and there's this crazy town, and this guy owns everything and has like a stable of concubines, and this woman. It was a movie of female empowerment. They try and get the concubines to escape. There wasn't really a lot of point to it, honestly. It just it kind of was. It was what it was. When I walked out of the theater, I'm like, I'm not sure what I just saw, but I know it was good, and I know that Rob Zombie's probably really upset because there was a lot of things that looked like stuff that he tried to do, but this movie executed it probably 100 times better. It was just the way that George Miller made the movie look so modern using such primitive things. Everything was, all the cars were real. Everything was real. There was no crazy technology. When the first couple minutes of the movie, I'm like, I don't know. This kind of looks like fucking The Dark Knight Rises. You can tell that movies have definitely been influenced by the Christopher Nolan trilogy. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then it goes off the rails. All I could think of was teenage kids like stoned to the bejesus or tripping or whatever, just going in there watching that movie and just tripping balls and having a great time.
Now, can you? All right, this is how I mark a good movie. How many times can you watch this movie? You think in a lifetime? Will you watch it when it comes on HBO?
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I'll probably watch it
yeah.
when it comes on demand. And I saw it in 2D. I didn't see it in 3D.
What?
But
What?
yeah, I'm not really a 3D guy.
How dare you,
Now,
sir?
I know.
Luder, you saw this movie. What, you agree
Yes,
with McRitchie?
I did. I have to tell you that I was glued to my seat. I didn't look away once. It was pretty amazing. Like, it was like a roller coaster
It
ride.
was like a
It
roller
really
coaster.
was.
2 hours of like a movie. I would say hour and a half was just fucking pure,
adrenaline.
What
All
did
right,
your
yes.
Apple Watch heart rate monitor say about you?
I was actually disappointed. I thought it would be a lot higher. I anticipated it being a lot higher, but it did not.
No, that's James. That's a family friend.
But it was a total,
guys.
it was a total adrenaline rush, and right when it dipped, you needed a moment to catch your breath, and then it just went right back into it. It was super fun, but I did feel like it was a Mad Max-inista. It was more a Charlize Theron movie, and I
Absolutely.
felt like there was an underutilization of Tom Hardy. I don't know who Mad Max is. I didn't know who his character
No,
was.
he mumbled the whole time.
He
He was
mumbled,
kind of
he
pointless.
barely, and
Don't
then-
you want to know more?
And then let's talk about the women, like these supermodels stranded in the desert.
Yeah, let's
come
talk
on.
about
Pretty
that.
hot. That's like
yeah.
some of that beating off to like your friend's
I
wife
love
thing.
it. I love that. I thought it was ridiculous.
I'm sure a lot of the war boys beat off to the leaders.
Listen,
women.
did you saw some of those other women in the crowd? You really think Mad
Yeah.
Max is going to risk to
But
help
how did
save
it-
them?
How did it stand up, Chris, in your compared to the earlier movies? Did you feel like
Well,
it
I
was
mean, it's been a long time since I've seen those movies, so
been a while.
I was. It's been a while. I honestly, I didn't really know how they were going to make it modern and make it interesting. Believe in this, CGI era, and a lot of most of this movie, it was real action stunts and practical effects and practical makeup. There wasn't a lot of CGI. And
Movie
it,
looked
like,
good. I saw it.
It looked amazing.
So
He definitely created a world and a vibe, and that's really
Yeah.
hard to do with movies
Agree.
these
I
days.
love the fact that the villains were the same from the originals as well.
Really?
Yeah.
well, the main dude, toe cutter.
The other
Yeah.
guys as well.
Now, McRitchie,
Yes.
if you had to give it 1 out of 5 stars, what would you give it, sir?
I would give it 5. For originality, entertainment value, excitement, and seat of your pants. It's definitely a popcorn movie. It's not deep. It's not going to take you. It's not Sophie's Choice, but it was completely entertaining and engrossing.
Well,
And
I
I walked out of it like I was tripping. I walked out. I said to my girlfriend, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I just saw, but it was good.
But I
Like it took me some time to process it. I'm like, all those stunts and those fucking cars and stacking a car and
The
another
movie
car.
looks
and
amazing. It
just-
does. It looks great.
It's just something. I mean, and the director, George Miller, he's like 70 years old, and everybody was giving him gas or like, oh, how's he gonna make Mad Max? It's gonna suck. I guess he was up to direct like a Justice League movie years ago, and a bunch of the internet people were giving him shit about it, and now he basically just laid his movie dick on the table, and he's like, okay. Like, all right, what do you got? What do you got?
So we're pretty happy about this film, Chris. The only way to take this segment out, obviously, for the audience out there, Chris has put his stamp of approval on this.
I
film.
have.
So you need to run out there, even if you have to
If you-
step over old women to get to it. You get in that goddamn line and you see this fucking movie because McRitchie said it's fucking awesome.
It is.
Chris. Tom Hardy's in this movie, and
He
we are
is.
big fans of Tom Hardy. We are
we
also
are.
big fans
We
of the Dark Knight Rises. Chris, take us out with a Bane quote, please, as we like to rock out of here on McRitchie
All right.
on Movies.
All right, I got one for you.
Give me it.
Okay. You fight like a younger man. Admirable, but mistaken.
Yes! Another awesome sound. You heard it, motherfuckers. So go see that
Go
movie.
see it.
All right, let's hit some news, dudes. Come on, keeping the show flowing. That's what they want. The fans want. Australia.
Blowing and
For the
going.
News Show. Prepare to be informed, because our news girl is down for almost anything.
The production value we have.
What
No.
happened? We gotta do that. Look. We're gonna redo that.
Yeah, we need to do that.
People, we're redoing a bunch of stuff in the future. We're trying to make the show better for you.
You know what? Maybe that's my new female gender identity name, Bethany.
Oh, it could be. Oh,
By the way, that would save us a couple hours re-editing if you were to accept that.
Touche.
Well, I hate to even give this any airtime because it's just everywhere, but I just want to know what you think, Pat, because, reality star and Olympic athlete, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, finally shared his female gender name for the first time publicly on Monday.
I like Caitlyn. It's a hot name.
Yeah, call me Caitlyn. It's kind of was kind of a stripper name.
Maybe.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
I mean, it's just such a big week. I guess he set other records by reaching 1 million Twitter followers in under 4 hours, which is a record formerly owned by Barack Obama. And also, he announced his Jenner's docuseries called I Am Kate. It debuts late July, and he will be honored with the Arthur Ashe Courage Award at this year's ESPYs.
I mean, he's fine. I mean, what can we possibly conjure up in this room that hasn't been analyzed? I mean, a million people. I will say this, though. As I was watching a lot of the media coverage, at some point, some motherfucker starts a camera shot on his foot with the heels on. Now, as you all know, if you're an avid listener, I'm a foot man.
Oh, no.
I'd be happy to report that when I saw that foot in those heels, even though I am a heel man, I was not turned on at all.
You realized it was a man's foot.
I was not turned on at all. I did know that. Well, when you put music like that, maybe if the lighting was a little different and there were wedges opposed to stilettos. Of course, he'd choose stilettos because he doesn't know anything about wearing women's shoes. But if there were wedges and I don't know, maybe both feet were touching each other, rubbing against each other's,
tickling each other's toes.
But I'm just saying, if that's.
Keep on going.
No,
Keep on going. I'm just talking about Caitlyn.
I don't know. What can we add? The guy's fine. Go out, have a great time. Who gives a fuck? It's fine.
You know who I'm disappointed in is, if I can add one thing, is Kris Jenner. Like, being
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Being a businesswoman opportunist that she is, she should capitalize on this and make an announcement that she's spending the rest of her life as a man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just
get me paid, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Get paid off of it. Because she capitalized on her daughter's sex tape. Why isn't she capitalizing on this? Like, who's advising her to stay quiet?
Let me say this about those gypsies. The more we talk about them, they're like that movie. What's the one with Bruce Willis, the science fiction movie where they at the beginning of the movie they shoot missiles into the sun, and then it
the
makes
Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element, and it makes it more powerful.
Yes.
The more we talk about these knuckleheads, the more powerful they become.
Of course.
So what I say is, fuck it, live your life, Caitlyn. Have a great time. Get banged, bang guys. I don't give a fuck. I hate it. Let's move on.
Well, maybe feet. Maybe McRitchie can talk about this in our next podcast. But the former HBO TV series Entourage made its theatrical bow Wednesday night to strong numbers. With a strong A cinema score, the film is predicted to have a strong summer run. According to Fandango Buzzmeter, it's expected to place second against this week's R-rated Melissa McCarthy comedy called Spy, which is with Jude Law and Jason Statham. Which one are you guys going to see?
Entourage.
Lewis and I are going Saturday only because we got free tickets.
Likely excuse.
I'm gonna watch Dateline at home.
Turtle.
I don't care. I
can't
care
do
about
it.
this. I'm not gonna go see Fatso roll around, fall off mini bikes. You see that trailer? I ain't gonna go see Spy. Who gives a fuck? She plays the same character in every single movie.
I like her. I think she's funny.
like
I would
her.
go see Spy before I went and saw Entourage, but I'm not going to see.
I never seen an episode of Entourage. I know it has its followers. I'm sure it's fine.
Why would you pay $15 to see a movie that you used to watch for free on HBO? Whatever.
Is Entourage good? I don't know. I like it.
It was okay. You know.
Maybe because we live in LA, we're like,
Yeah.
but if you don't.
Yeah, it's if I want to see five douchebags brag about how the movies they're making, I'll go hang out at Laurel Tavern on a Friday.
Speaking of which, let's move things around.
All right, what else we got?
Oh, producer Lou. Well, I know we got some ladies here at the live podcast, and I'm wondering what they're thinking. You know, all the cool kids are doing
Pat's hot.
it.
That's what they're thinking.
No.
All right.
actresses are doing it, bloggers are doing it, various Kardashians are doing it, and kittens are doing it. But is it good for you to eat your placenta after giving birth? Proponents say it helps prevent postpartum depression, eases pain, and boosts energy. Also helps lactating women and replaces lost iron. But a new study says it's not. There are no regulations on how the placenta is to be stored and prepared, said Northwestern psychologist Cynthia Coyle. And women really don't know what they're ingesting, and it could cause harm. I guess a placenta is involved in removing toxins.
Well, even though it comes
I can
from
feel it all the way down in my plum.
Well, I'll say this. What it is it's called an offal, right? It's in a fucking organ kind of thing, right? Like it's like a fucking eyeball, right? Like a placenta.
It's the afterbirth when you have a baby and it comes out and some people put it on
What
their
you
face.
just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
I will say this. I think it falls under the category of like new age pseudoscience bullshit. I think there's probably as many benefits in eating your own placenta as there is in drinking your own piss. And you can find people that will claim that drinking your own piss cleans you out.
I've heard that.
You know,
It's good for
it
you.
is inside you. It's out of you. I don't really think the next thing you know, somebody's going to say, you know, drinking semen. It's great for you.
Well,
that's true, Chris.
How
That's
does it taste?
No. Not for a male. It's only for females. I've told my fiance this many times.
Yes,
And let's keep this story going.
Takes a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Well, you know what my favorite joke is? You know, whenever somebody talks about getting a facial, I'm like, why do you pay for a facial? You can get a facial free anytime, baby. Anytime.
Oh my God.
Why? That's not hot.
Oh, come on. Come on.
All right, one more story.
No,
What do we
wait.
got?
Well, yeah, okay. Well, by the way, that story got cut off. They ran there's 10 studies on the placenta, and they checked. There was no scientific support to say it's actually good for you. In fact, they're saying it could be the opposite.
Look,
Exactly.
you know what's not good
Pseudoscience
for you?
bullshit.
Eating squid. One time I was at a Korean barbecue with a bunch of assholes, and this motherfucker who's a friend of ours, trying to pretend that he was a fucking Iron Chef. He goes, yeah, eat this. I eat it. The fucking squid's still alive. The thing's moving while it's going down my goddamn throat. By the way, later that night, I'm arrested for almost getting a fucking DUI. I blame him for that fucking squid.
Yeah.
What's up?
Go to the Rainbow and get your squid cooked. It's called calamari. Maybe you've heard of it.
We had a bad sushi Saturday night. Anyway, the last thing is that I know you guys like Star Trek. You're kind of nerds, but Star Trek star Nichelle Nichols, best known for playing Lieutenant Uhura.
Oh, Zoe Zashendal or whatever.
She's recovering from a stroke. She's 82-year-old actress is being monitored to determine the severity. She's appeared on both the Star Trek television series and all 6
She's not dead yet? That's what we should be the question.
Yeah.
Wow.
She don't look 82 either, I'll tell you that.
She was never hot. That's what I remember as a
I
little
thought she
kid.
was very striking.
No, you don't have a penis, so you wouldn't.
Or do I?
Not yet. Caitlyn. Yeah. So that chick, she's gonna die.
No.
You know, well, she's 82. We're all gonna die, but yeah, she had a stroke, and they're checking to see what the severity.
Well, I hope she makes it through. 82 though.
82.
She's ready to go.
Yeah.
Come on, right? If you make it past 80 these days, it's good times, right?
Sure.
What do you have to live for at 82?
I don't know.
Diapers.
Poop.
A nurse cleaning out your diaper.
The internet.
Pain drugs.
The internet. Yeah.
And bingo. Pain drugs and bingo.
Yeah, sounds like a great time. Hey, Lou, what you say, man? Should we roll out of here,
I think
motherfucker?
everyone on that note is ready to go.
Hit it! All right, look, peeps, we're changing things because we listen to the people. We want you guys to share this. We want you guys to like the show more. And when you say it's great, we want you to pass it on to people and then say, you know what, it is great. You guys are responsible for that because we have improved the show for you, as you could hear by tonight's epic adventure that we put you on. Keep tuning in. Share it with a friend. See you next time.
Grown-ups, in between, churning babies. Right about now, it's your boy, you heard, back again. DJ Manny, fresh.